opportunity versus decay. They're about leading the world or continue to let the world pass us by, which is literally happening.
The president's team arguing that his Build Back Better plan, which includes $1 trillion infrastructure package, as well as a larger $3.5 trillion bill to expand the social safety net, are essential to the country's economic growth.
He's going to have his sleeves rolled up and he'll be very engaged moving forward.
This comes as the deadline to raise the debt ceiling to avoid defaulting is less than 2 weeks away. If Congress doesn't act, Treasury officials warn there could be catastrophic consequences for the U.S. economy. Democrats say Congress should vote on a bipartisan basis to pay for previous spending for which both parties agreed to. But Republicans are
since 1960, and almost always on a bipartisan basis. This shouldn't be the responsibility of one party or the other. We have to raise the debt ceiling as a routine matter whenever the country runs budget deficits.
Appearing on CNBC, Yellen said that if a default were to occur, it would be catastrophic, and she fully expects it would cause a recession.
We have more products coming into the country than we have going out. The American industries have decided to farm all their products out to other countries. And this country is not generating enough. The industries are not generating enough to ship overseas. It's done a total reverse in everything. Outsourcing, biggest problem there ever was. Made in America pretty much ended in the 70s. That's when people thought they'd get away with spending less to get the product made. Well, they did. And you know where we're going to end up now? Because the current administration wants to spend all this money the country is not generating. See that dumpster right there? That's where we're going to end up.
Spiders. We had 2 of those females in our yard year before last. Last year, there were several dozen. Their numbers have grown enormously and the range has spread.
Their eggs hatch in the spring. They spend all summer growing. This is the time of year when Jarrow spiders reach their maximum size. When their legs are fully extended, they're a hard-to-ignore 3 inches across. They're pretty harmless unless you walk into a web.
The webs are a real pain. They're very strong. They're really sticky.
On the plus side, they're the perfect natural decoration for Halloween.
Dangerous.
But Carver wasn't on the list of schools the board initially outlined as priorities for improvements, while 10 of millions were earmarked for renovations and expansions in neighborhoods like 4th Ward, Kirkwood, and Midtown.
If you look at our neighborhoods in around Carver, we're predominantly black, and it just feels like we're just forgotten.
The $650.8 million would come from the 1-cent SPLOST fund, the extension of which will be on November's ballot. The board saying
Attend every roll call.
Candidates for mayor have spent much of this year telling residents what they'll do about crime.
I believe that we need to hire 500 to 750 additional officers.
Next week, an Atlanta police union is expected to endorse former Mayor Kasim Reed for re-election this year. Historically, it's an important endorsement, says political scientist William Boone.
If the police union is endorsing you, and certainly they have confidence in you, that means that you can work together and probably reduce crime rates in the city.
Could the endorsement help in some communities and hurt in other communities?
There are communities that in the city of Atlanta do not have a favorable impression of the police, of the Atlanta police.
Some of those communities ignited with anger 2 summers ago, putting police and their backers on the defensive. Yet violent crime has gotten outsized attention, in particular in Buckhead, which is threatening to form a separate city.
It's really an attempt to pacify the residents of Buckhead, really.
Strategist Maynard Eaton thinks a police union endorsement in this election won't sway the vote.
Police don't have the clout, cachet, the universal appeal they once had. Police and community relationships are strained.
A police union endorsement of Reed would be in spite of the ongoing criminal investigation of members of Reed's former administration, though, at least so far, not targeting the former mayor himself.
Another candidate to become Atlanta's mayor touting a big endorsement today. City Council President Felicia Mooreskamp says that she has earned support from the Professional Association of City Employees Union. In a
Available here in the U.S. are the ones made by Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer now has full FDA approval, while the other two are still under emergency use authorization. But what is a vaccine? According to the CDC, vaccines contain ingredients called antigens, which help the body to develop protection against specific diseases. Vaccines also contain very small amounts of other ingredients that are necessary to make the vaccine and protect it from spoiling before it's used. The FDA's website has a list of each vaccine and what the ingredients are. Both Pfizer and Moderna are mRNA vaccines that send the body cell instructions for making a spike protein that will train the immune system to recognize it. The J&J vaccine is a carrier vaccine that is made with an adenovirus as a shell to carry genetic code on the spike protein cells.
It is important for people to understand that the COVID vaccine is, in fact, a vaccine, much like any of the other immunizations that we offer, ranging from the childhood vaccines to the flu vaccine. It really is a vaccine that has been tested, has been evaluated.
So we can verify that, yes, the COVID-19 vaccine is a real vaccine.
If you want us to verify something, send us an email. You can also text verify to 404.
It's not what you want to see when you live where I do, or anywhere like it.
The brain work better. Stress can also help improve your memory, increase your focus, increase motivation, and protect you from getting sick.
I got a little bit of a confusion going on here. I got this letter right here. Let's see. You can see the Medicare, Medicaid. Well, they said I had a deductible. What can I deduct it from? My rent? Be nice. I know I'm gonna get. It's gonna go through the roof on me. I need a deductible on my rent.